United!
Yep, in a tie where Liverpool had twice led. It was a true classic FA Cup tie in the end, and it finished 4-3 to Manchester United.
Manchester United!
From Erik ten Hag, but first, let's get the thoughts of Jurgen Klopp.
And what do you say to your team after such a disappointing loss, especially against such a big rival with this international break here?
I told them immediately, football is all about winning, we know that, and it should feel bad when you don't do it. But besides the result today, I was so proud. So many things I saw today. I don't take these things for granted. All of them, they gave their absolute everything to get this club into the semi-final, and we couldn't do it today. That's a shame. Obviously for our people, it's not great, but there are different ways how you can lose a game, and obviously this way is at least one you can and have to accept, because if you give everything, you always have to accept it. If we would have played bad for 120 minutes, I would stand here completely in a different mood. But I'm absolutely right. We just have to recover.
So, Erik, congratulations on the win against a huge rival. What does this win mean for you, your team, your players, your fans?
First of all, for the players, it's very important that it strengthened their belief. And we have seen today, when we started the game, there was a strong belief. It also, when we got then a setback, we drop back in level. But it's not necessary, because we have seen they are very strong. And when we go 1 against 1, they can dominate opponents if they help each other, if they are brave. So first place for the team, very important this win, but also of course for our fans. When you get a win against Liverpool, that is so important for our fans, because that is with City our biggest rivals. And then in a cup tie, where it's do or die, and it's so important we get this. And we have had so many setbacks, the team and the fans, in togetherness. And today we got out it, and it should be a turning point from the season.
So there you have it. Let's welcome in Jan Åge Fjørtoft and Don Hutchison as well, both of whom watched this game today. Don, that was an absolute classic in the end.
Amazing game. Absolutely amazing game. I thought Man United started the game really well. First 20, 30 minutes of the game, they dominated Liverpool. They got on the front foot. They put them under pressure. Liverpool went behind. Then they reacted, scored 2 good goals. And they looked really in control. Liverpool had the game won twice. I mean, I've just seen Virgil van Dijk's Instagram account, and he said, we blame ourselves, we move on. But it was that type of game. You've got to credit Man United for the finish, for the belief. I think they had to throw everything at Liverpool because the cup tie and its jeopardy. That's what made the game so great, along with the mistakes. I mean, you could write a book on how many mistakes were made in the game, and that led to an absolute classic. It was a brilliant 4-3 game, and the last 10, 15 minutes or couple of minutes, you have to credit Man United for throwing everything at Liverpool, and they just about get over the line.
Yeah, nobody was picking Manchester United, at least here on this panel. Only Frank Leboeuf had a little inkling that it might be Manchester United. So what a result that's been for them in the end. Do you see it as a turning point?
I just have to put for the record, I wasn't part of that tipping table, but I'm sure that I wouldn't have gone for Manchester United anyway.
You say that
it
now.
Could be a tip. Yeah. But it could be a tipping point for them, because I think that Ten Hag, in his interview, yes, it was important for the fans. They will have a day at Wembley. They could have 2 days at Wembley, which is great for them. It could be a tipping point for the club. They can get the club into Europe. But it could be the most important game for Erik ten Hag. Because what we do know now with Sir Jim Ratcliffe and Ineos, they are going through every movement of the club, every section, every department to see where they can improve. They have already done some key positions, fill them with great people, but the most important place to see if there is improvement is by the manager's position. And I think that a game like today, as Don is saying, a drama at Old Trafford, the old classic between Manchester United and Liverpool, coming back twice, that's one of those games that you want to talk about in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, because this was a classic. As a neutral, I was enjoying every minute. You just felt, and what happened to the thing going into extra time? Just to be careful, just to wait for the penalties. What happened to that? I mean, the extra time was wonderful. It was drama all over the place. They just went for both teams. So I think this could be a major game for Erik ten Hag.
What's the stronger point, Manchester United winning it or Liverpool losing it?
I think Manchester United winning it. And, you know, I'm a glass half full sort of guy, Kay, so I'm going to focus on the positive. Look, you have to give credit to Manchester United. And I think if I am going to point at something that I believe was very evident today from Manchester United, we saw a performance that had a whole lot of heart, character, personality, soul, which we don't always see and haven't always seen from Manchester United with Erik ten Hag. But today there was something different about this group. From the very beginning of the game, they're pushing forward. It wasn't just, hey, we're going to absorb pressure. It wasn't just, we're going to sit here. No, we're going to be dangerous. We're going to get out and pressure higher up the field at times, and we're going to force some turnovers, and we're going to attack, and we're going to score goals. Yeah, in the second half, they got pushed back, and I will say, to transition onto the other part of your question, there's a sequence at 2-1, Liverpool winning. Liverpool are going on a counter, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 against 2 defenders, 5v2. Conor Bradley actually dropped off and it became a 4v2. And Liverpool could not manage to find the open guy, could not manage to actually get a shot on target. And that's one sequence of many sequences in which Liverpool had an opportunity to put this game away, and they did not. And you allow then a team that is showing some heart, that is showing some soul, some character, some personality to hang around, and eventually they're going to hurt you. And to be true, to be honest and truthful about the performance of Manchester United, they should have won it in regulation with the chance by Marcus Rashford. Mm-hmm. They didn't. And you're thinking, your natural thought would be, well, Liverpool they're going to come back down, they're going to settle the game down, and then they're going to carry the possession, and then we're going to see more of Liverpool. It wasn't quite the case. It was both teams trying to get after it. I think Liverpool did not manage this game very well in the second half. That allowed Manchester United to grow, and as they grew, the confidence grew, and as the confidence grew for them, then the result was always in dispute, was always right there for the taking, and Manchester United went and got it.
As for Manchester United, Don, who stood out to you?
I thought Rashford had a good game, a guy that's been under pressure. Kobe Mainoo, I thought, was really, really good in spells when he's got the ball at his feet. He looks so mature for a young lad. Scott McTominay, I'm a massive fan of. I think he plays the position very well. But I agree with Ali. I think it was a performance that Man United have lacked all season in terms of heart, and they had to dig deep. There were 2-1 down with 3 minutes to go. Liverpool should have buried the game, but Man United refused to go away. So that's character, that's heart. We've not seen it enough. Then they were 3-2 down, and they had enough heart and character to come back to 3-3, 4-3. But I think Ten Hag, that won't sway the fan base, that one win, when they wake up tomorrow morning. They analyse, yes, Man United have gone through. It's not sour grapes for me. I don't think Man United won the game. I thought Liverpool threw it away. But in terms of a couple of individual performances, Kobe Mainoo, Scott McTominay and Rashford, I thought they were great. And Garnacho, by the way, super player.
As for Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool, Jan, what does this actually mean for them? Because there's stories from the mix zone afterwards that the Liverpool coach wasn't too happy.
Now, managers losing a football game, and I'm never very happy after a game when you come into that zone. And I think that was I think you can see it on any manager. It's been an intense period now. I saw many of the interviews Klopp did and Ten Hag did after the game. And I think they are looking forward to the international break too, to get a bit down the intensity in and around the club. What does it mean? It can mean that Liverpool will win the Premier League, because this could mean that they have a bit an easier, not an easier ride in the Premier League, but they don't have the games. Manchester City will play Chelsea. Liverpool will play in the Europa League. Manchester City will play in the Champions League, as will Arsenal Football Club. So I don't think this will play a big part. I think the main part now for any manager being and the top there with Arteta, with Guardiola and Klopp, is what will happen to the players going into the international break. This international break will be massive for them. Which players will miss out? Who will pull out now the next 24 hours? I saw Klopp talking about Nunez being injured. Diaz maybe have something going on. De Bruyne is already pulled out. How many of the players will come back injured? I think that is a new worry for any manager now, coming Monday morning in England, where you try to get some time off, or time off instead of all the intensity of the league and the cups.
Earlier
no surprise that Jurgen Klopp lost it at a Norwegian, Jan.
No. It was
Yes.
not a
Well, he was
Norwegian.
Danish.
No, it was a Danish. Sorry,
Ah,
but it's a
sorry.
but it's true. It's a colleague of mine that I haven't seen the interview, but it was a colleague of mine at Viaplay.
Yeah.
So it wasn't Jan, right?
It wasn't Jan.
Okay, good.
I'm at home.
Yeah, he didn't like the question, and so he walked away from that interview.